Hello everybody, it's Thursday, the 5th of January. Today I want to talk about the watcher on the wall and again give you a new perspective of what that actually means and how it should be worked. I'm having a conversation with somebody at the moment and we are painfully talking past each other. And that is because we have two different definitions of God to start with. And that really doesn't help. So the definition of God that is given by religion is that it is something almighty outside of yourself, that is ruling over, and you are standing here being nothing. Now, the definition of God that was brought by the Son of Man, and I want to say Son of Man from now on, because that was a knowledge and knowing the spirit in which it was given. Knowing the spirit means knowing it was given in love and with a desire to serve. That is the spirit, love and the desire to serve. So, and then that knowledge said the kingdom is within you. Divinity is within you, and through the knowledge of the divinity within you, you will impact on the world. So it is not something almighty that is impacting on you, but it is something inside of yourself through which you can impact on the world. And that was a complete change of perception of what we are and what we're in and what we can do. So I want to talk about the watcher on the wall and tie that again back to the New Testament and what it says there, what we should do. Continuously give to one another. So the watcher on the wall in the Bible, it says there's a watcher on the wall, and that means the way they portray it is on a very high place and he's looking far out into the future. And he sees danger coming and he sounds the alarm for everybody else. And then it says, if they do not receive that warning, if they don't believe you, their blood is not on your hands, but it's on themselves. But if you did not warn them to start with, their blood is on your hands. Which seems harsh, but I will talk about that in the end. So, but the way the churches portray it is, and they portray themselves as the watchers. We are the ones that are standing on the high wall of knowledge. We know it and we can see far out. And we can see the danger coming, and you can't because you're plebs. So you must trust us that we see the danger and that we give you the correct way of avoiding it. But as I said, bring another view of what the watcher actually is, and that is we are all the watchers of one another. That is, again, what the Spirit, what the Son of Man said, continuously give to each other. So give to each other in the role of the watcher. Then let's see what we should actually do, how we should work this. And here comes really the correct understanding of love, which is something else that people don't have a hold on. So you watch your neighbors, you watch your friends, your family, those that are around you, those that you can see and that you know. You're not sent to save the world. None of us is. We're little mice that are caring for their little bit of the grand forest. So unconditional love in the first instance means, yes, if you see them that they are about to do something wrong, they are about to do something that will cause hurt to themselves, to others, both, there should be unconditional love. That means at that moment you don't judge them. And you're not the watcher on the wall that says, well, they deserve everything that's coming to them. I just let them walk into that. And you're standing there in self-righteousness saying, well, it's not me, it's them. So there's unconditional love. You don't judge at that moment. But from that moment onward, love has got a task, something it needs to do in the spirit. And he is in the spirit of wanting to be of service and not to rule over. Again, you're not going to them saying, I am right and I am imposing my will on you now because I can see. No, you come in the spirit of wanting to serve, in which case you might think about how you put that to that person, that the shutters don't go down straight away. So you bring it, you point to them out the mistake. You're being a watcher, you're giving of that knowledge. Now, 3 things can happen at that moment, as I see it. First of all, you are giving the correction, what you see as wrong, in the spirit of love and compassion, and you want to serve, and they do not receive it in that spirit. They are not of that spirit themselves, and they don't see it in you. And that is what is happening at the moment a lot, because they are not in the spirit. They take it as a personal attack. And then you run into conflict. Yeah? And there's going to be a big row. That is the point where if it doesn't go anywhere, you need to walk away. Because there is nothing you can do if your warning was not received in the spirit that it was given. And they cannot see what it is you're trying to do. There's nothing you can do. And then it is, it's not your fault. You tried. But they have free will, and sometimes we're limited as to what we can do. And that is just how it is. There's nothing you can do about that. Now, the second thing that could happen is that you approach that person with your knowledge given in the correct spirit, and they are of the same spirit and they receive it gladly. They receive your warning gladly, and they might go into repentance. They rethink themselves. At that moment, compassion and the desire to serve needs repentance, and then you can work out together how to get out of this. If he has already initiated something, that he's already on the way. So how to get out of that, or you might be at a point where he hasn't done anything yet, so you have averted the whole thing altogether. But you can come together, and that is good. Third thing that can happen, and that is why we should not go from a high place where we say we know it all, because we don't. But again, we bring it in the spirit of trying to serve, and they receive it in the spirit, in that spirit, but they tell us we've got something wrong. We actually have the wrong end of the stick, which can happen. As I said, we are not infallible, and we must be aware of that. So that is again where you should not go in there with the desire to rule over, because you might be wrong. So, but if he receives it in that spirit, that means you can have a conversation. He can tell you what you are not seeing. There's a part of the situation that you didn't know. And in the light of the new situation, what you thought he was going to do wrong was actually the right thing to do. And again, you can come into agreement. And maybe you can even help him, in what he's trying to achieve. Again, there's a coming together. There is a conversation. There's knowledge being shared. And, either he's doing right, or you just let him go on doing it, or maybe you're even in a position where you can help him out of a new understanding. But to me, that is where we work the idea of watcher on the wall correctly, and where we have the correct understanding of love. See, as it is at the moment, yeah, it is unconditional love. And then you see your neighbor doing something wrong, and what do the tree huggers do? They go there and they hug him. You know, oh, I love you. I forgive you. And be ensured, whatever you do next, my love for you will be unwavering. You're actually strengthening them in what they are about to do, even though you can see it's wrong, but you're just assuring them of your never-changing love. And you're letting them walk into it, strengthened by your love. And that is not what love should do. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk about, and that is what I said at the beginning, it sounds a bit harsh. Yeah? That if you do not sound the alarm that their blood is on your hand, that you are the one that is guilty. It sounds harsh. But, and here's the thing, knowledge is being given to serve. Yeah? And that is not bombastic knowledge of all. It happens during the day, time and time again, and knowledge is being given. And that knowledge is being given to serve, and you should do something with it in the correct spirit. So if, as I say, you know, you can see what is about to happen. You are the watcher that can see what is about to happen. And they are in absolute blindness. Yeah, they're going into this blind. They cannot see a consequence that is about to happen. So you are the only one that can see it, and the responsibility is completely yours, because you are the only one that could actually affect the change at that moment. The responsibility is not theirs, because they do not know what they're doing. And they have no way of averting it because they cannot see it. So the responsibility is yours, yes. And if something goes wrong, that was your fault. So, here we go. A new perspective of the watcher on the wall. It is actually you. Yeah? And you're not standing on a high pinnacle where you know it all, because you don't, and neither do they, although they portray themselves in that way. And it is not about watching far out for coming danger, but seeing what is right in front of your nose. If your perspective, if your vision is far out, you don't actually see what's in front of you. And you need to see what's in front of you, because that is where you have been placed. The people around you were the people that were placed in your vicinity. Those are the ones that were given to you. And that is your responsibility. You're not responsible for the world. You're only a small mouse that does its own little bit in a vast forest. The point is that every mouse should be doing it. And that way the entire forest will be served by mice. Doing what they're doing. Anyway, I think I leave it at that for today. And I talk to you again soon. Bye.